Hello, and a prime evening to all of you. I'm Thunderbird Prime, and tonight is this month's writing workshop. Tonight, we're going to be talking about how to write compelling villains. Also, welcome Darkgold. Ow! Yes, the usual greeting from Darkgold, as I should expect by now. And also, hello to you, Rabisco. So I was thinking about streaming Genshin tomorrow night, and that's what inspired this month's topic. Is like thinking about the villains in Genshin, quote unquote. Some of them are simply villains because they oppose you, the main character. But like the two big quote-unquote bad guy factions in Genshin are the Fatui and the Abyss Order. But we'll talk about that later. So I guess we should start off. This month's topic will be focusing on villains. Naturally, since I'm a hero, I hate villains. Plain and simple. Shocker, I know. Villains in real life absolutely suck. However, villains in storytelling need to be compelling. They're opposing your hero, after all. We'll say main character. Nowadays, evil for the sake of evil just doesn't cut it anymore. So we need to be able to write believable and compelling villains. Ones we can't take our eyes off of. Now, all villains are antagonists, but not all antagonists are villains. It would help if I could spell as well. I need to probably adjust the position of a keyboard, but alas. There, that's a better position. Also, I'm to raise the microphone so I don't bump the mic arm when I'm typing. That would be unfortunate if that happened. Antagonists can oppose your hero, but not necessarily be evil. Think of rivals. A separate branch of your hero's organization, etc. There is usually a lot of overlap between antagonist and villain, but they can be different. how do we go about writing a good villain? One that stands out and helps keep the story going. Here's a quick list I thought of. No, I haven't thought of. I've compiled after doing a bit of research beforehand. You know, it's almost like I try to plan for these things or something. It's almost like I try to have these every first Wednesday of the month and try to find time on my free time to like compile ideas and examples in order to talk about these every first Wednesday of the night. It's almost like I'm planning or something. Ooh. That's never been seen in the VTuber sphere. Let's see. We need believable motivation, proactivity, power, immorality, tragedy, madness, and empathy. This is optional. Most of the time, the empathy is unintentional. Alright, let's talk about the first one. Believable motivation. First, let's talk believable motivation. Your villain needs a motivation. Duh. No brainer there. But is it something that the audience can relate to? If you said yes, you're off to a good start. Alright. Surprise, surprise, I'm gonna talk about one of my favorite video games ever, Devil May Cry 3. We're gonna be talking about Virgil. Surprise, surprise. Oh, but Thunder, could you please just shut the fuck up about Devil May Cry 3? No! Devil May Cry 3 is like near perfect. For example, Virgil from Devil May Cry 3. Why does he seek the power of Sparta? He wants power not just for the sake of power, but to prevent the tragedy of his childhood from ever happening again. Best game from the whole series? Fight me. I will not fight you on that. I will absolutely never fight you on that. And if I do, you know I've been replaced by a skinwalker. Oh yeah, more on this later. Because there we go, we already talked about tragedy. Yes, Virgil, not just a power-hungry murderer. He wants power for a reason. is because if you were paying attention to the backstory of Devil May Cry, back when Dante and Virgil were kids and still living with their mom, their home got attacked by demons sent by Mundus. Their mom rescued Dante, hid him in a closet, and tried to rescue Virgil as well, but got killed in the process. And this scarred both brothers deeply. And the two of them react to it very different ways. Next is proactivity. Your villain is out there getting stuff done, unlike the main character, who is typically reactionary. Your villain has a clear goal, and has been, and still is, actively working towards it. Again, back to Virgil. He did his research on how to obtain the power of Sparta, how to summon the big tower, and the ritual to unseal Sparta's seal. Once he did all that, all that was left was to invite Dante, fight him, and steal his amulet, which was needed for the ritual. Why does he seek power and avoid child support? Well, well, well. That was a long time ago. As much as we all would love to hear that story. Unfortunately, Virgil was not in the talking mood. He was more of a killing Dante kind of mood. So we're never gonna find out what happened during Virgil's stay in Fortuna. Yes, I'm going to be just using Virgil throughout this entire thing I'm writing towards. Because Virgil is such a well-written villain. It's downright unfair to like the rest of video gaming. No one's ever gonna like match up to Virgil. Power. Wow. You know, the thing Virgil is obsessed with. Your villain needs some kind of power. The kind most normal people don't have. The kind that lets someone do whatever the hell they want. This can be physical, intelligence, political power, magic, social clout, unlimited bank accounts, You name it. But keep in mind the kind of power your villain has should, as a guideline, be tailor-made to hurt your hero. Virgil example. Physical strength enough to overcome Dante's nigh immortality, because we all saw in that opening cutscene back at Dante's office, he gets impaled multiple times by like those low level demons, and he just shrugs it off like it's nothing. But then he fights Virgil, gets stabbed, gets impaled with extreme prejudice, which is a recurring thing in the Devil May Cry series. Dante always gets impaled at least once. It's tradition at this point. Intelligence to unseal the power of Sparta. For more power. And ability to swap that weapons even better than Dante. Like we see in Virgil Fight 2, where he switched between Yamato and Beowulf. And then Virgil Fight 3, where he switches between Yamato and Force Edge. Just like everything combat-wise that Virgil has is basically everything Dante can do, but better. And that's why he's so damn intimidating when you fight him. Next, immorality. Yes, Beowulf, my beloved. I do love me some good gauntlet and boot weapons. Wait, gauntlets and greaves, there we go. I mean, Chris is my favorite, but I do like Hibiki a lot. Your villain will seem evil in the eyes of the reader. But remember, a good villain usually has their own code of morals. Heavily skewed from our own. even they will have a line they won't cross. So let's talk about Virgil again. Virgil is not one for trickery or deception. He'll face Dante openly. And achieve absolute victory. He won't attack. No, wait. Yeah, he won't attack defenseless people like Dante. Not Dante, Lady. In the library. He could have, but he didn't. Then again. He did unleash the tower and the demons inside, causing huge property damage and most likely loss of life. But for him, that's a small price for obtaining absolute power and never reliving the childhood trauma. It's like, yeah. Well, that went really off the screen. Whoops. Ah yes, tragedy. What drove your villain to this point? What was the underlying cause that jump-started this domino effect? If you say to yourself, wow, what this villain is doing is horrible, but I totally get it. If that happened to me, I'd do the same thing. Then that's a great villain. Virgil's tragedy was the night his home was attacked and his mom murdered. Presumably Dante too, but he didn't know. But they didn't know the other survived. Virgil saw this as a personal failure because he was too weak to protect himself and those he loved. Which is where the quote from post Virgil 1 fight comes from. Foolishness, Dante. Foolishness. Might controls everything. And without strength, you cannot protect anything. Let alone yourself. Really makes you think. Is he saying that to Dante or is he saying it to himself? Next, madness. If your villain is willing to go to such lengths to accomplish their goals, then they have to be at least a little mad in the head. Villains are mad because they're willing to accept or act on things considered by normal people to be unacceptable. Virgil willing to kill his own brother, steal the only memento they have of their mother, to break the spell their father cast to protect humanity. All to obtain his father's power. Yeah, that's hella mad. Yo, Zack Sensei, welcome Wade. We're talking about writing villains tonight. And of course, I'm using Devil May Cry 3 as an example. Because I fucking love that game. And that game is a goddamn masterpiece in writing too. Which you wouldn't expect from a Devil May Cry game. But that's only like if you look at surface level. Like, once you really look into it, damn, Devil May Cry 3 is like an almost perfect game. Empathy. Empathy is tricky. It can be used to turn your villain from someone the audience will root against into someone they might consider rooting for. Again, we know Virgil's backstory. We know the tragedy that befell him and Dante. Knowing this, we can relate to his motivation to obtain power. And that brings me to one of the more subtle but more memorable quotes from DMC3. It's like right before you fight Virgil for the third time. It's unfortunately our souls are at odds, brother. I need more power. Virgil doesn't want power. He feels like he needs it. He needs it to prevent the past from repeating itself. Should I talk about Kamen Rider villain? I need to like pin down like which Kamen Rider villain I feel like fits all of these. Which isn't fair because Virgil's like goddamn perfect. I'm just like running the gamut in my head. Okay. Kuga. No. Agito. No. Ryuki. Kinda? Faiz. Maybe? Blade. No. Hibiki. No. Double. No. O's. Maybe? Forze. Kinda? Wizard. Gaim? Drive? Nah. Ghost? Exade? Build? No, but Evolved is hella entertaining. I'll give him that. Geo? It's also a way to show Virgil still has humanium, with thinking that he needs more than what he already has, him being so OP even as a playable character. Yeah, that's the thing, like, childhood tragedies, they stick with you forever. Like, no matter what you do, that memory is still going to be vivid as the day it happened to you. And that's usually, if not always, the driving force for a lot of people's actions. But I'll talk about it, like, how, like, Virgil being so OP from, like, a video game standpoint works as well for the narrative of him being, like, the ultimate rival. Unfortunately, I haven't, like, really watched Super Sentai. But we'll keep talking about good old Virgil here. Another important trait your villain needs is to be a worthy opponent. They can't be someone the hero can defeat effortlessly. They can't also be so undefeatable that only luck or a Deus Ex Machina can defeat them. Imagine how disappointing Virgil would be if Dante whooped his ass the first time around. Also imagine how frustrating and insufferable Virgil would be if you could only beat him with glitches, cheats, or items. I'm looking at you, Mundus. Because if you used items against Mundus, the fight becomes laughably easy. It's only because my personal pride of not using items that I struggle so much with Mundus. Virgil is so memorable and so beloved because he strikes that perfect balance of difficulty. Mundus no items is why I couldn't finish DMZ 1. Yeah, looking back at it, I wouldn't hold it against anyone for using items against Mundus. That fight was not fun. Like, the shmup section, that was okay. The lava platform section can fuck right off. Virgil, from a gameplay standpoint, It's just Dante, but better. His character was immediately established when he sliced apart the Hell Vanguard with ease. You know, that stage 2 boss that most likely stonewalled the progress of many first-time players. So, struggling against Virgil and eventually overcoming him is satisfying for both gameplay and narrative-wise. I might suggest even that when starting to write your story, you may consider starting with the villain first. After all, they're the ones proactively driving the story. A stagnant, reactive villain is boring. They start with a crazy amount of control and are obsessed with either maintaining that control or gaining even more control. Think about it. Virgil was the one who sent the invitation to Dante. He summoned the tower in the middle of the city to get his attention. He's the one going deeper into the tower with the amulet to undo the seal. Everything in DMC3 happened because Virgil was proactively seeking power of Sparta. Dante is mainly reacting to what Virgil is doing. Virgil and later Arkham. In fact, I would even go as far to say that Virgil was necessary to fully develop Dante's character. At the start, Dante was apathetic, hot-headed, and kind of a fuck-up, if we're being honest. But thanks to Virgil's actions, along with Dante's interactions with Lady, Dante was able to fully develop as a character. At first, I didn't give a damn, but thanks to you, I know what's important now. Like, the game literally spells it out for you. Dante's growth as a half-demon and as a person wouldn't have been so satisfying if it weren't for Virgil. In closing, you owe it to your readers, viewers, and you owe it to your story's hero to write a good villain. And that brings me to the end of this month's writing workshop. Thank you again for joining me tonight as I once again rave about how much I love Devil May Cry 3. Well, also, as a bonus, helping everyone listening give tips about how to be a better writer. Tomorrow night, I'll probably play Genshin. I know it's not on the schedule, but I'm making an executive decision to play some Genshin, and we'll explore more of the story. Looks like with this new update, we'll be delving more into what's going on with the Abyss Order, so from a writing perspective, I'm looking forward to that. Alright, let's go find someone to raid, shall we? Who is still on? Alright, let's look around. You know what? Let's go raid Rainy J. I think she's still... Yep, she's still streaming a Power Wash Simulator. She's in her kaiju form. Let's go. Alright, before we raid, I should remind everyone that March 11th... Ow. I should remind everyone that March 11th is when I'm going to be having my 2-year VTuber anniversary stream. We'll be going for like 18 hours. And I'm also holding a fan art contest, which the deadline is like 11:59 p.m. the night right before. You can find more details on the stream and the fan art contest on my Twitter, which you can find the link to my Twitter in there. It's the first link. The second link is my VOD channel. The third link is my Discord, and the fourth link is my throne. Now let's get out. Let's get ready for the raid. There's the raid message. For everyone who's not subbed, use the one with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Lightning Bolt. I mean, go for it, Wade. It's free money on the table. Like, at this rate, everyone who's entered so far is going to win. Provided they're all in different categories. So go nuts. Anyway, time to start the raid for Rainy J, and remember to stay prime.